If you haven't watched Making a Murderer yet, I don't know what you've been doing. I honestly looked at myself and thought, what have I been doing with my life? Because this has been out for a while, and I didn't even know these things were going on. I'm so naive to certain things. It's outrageous. I can't believe the US justice system thinks this is okay. It needs reforming. This is why. What's happening, people? Welcome to another episode of Filmy Thoughts. Thank you very much for watching this, taking the time to watch this. If you haven't already subscribed, that would be greatly appreciated. Today, we're going to talk about a Netflix series. Now, if you've been watching my previous Netflix series reviews, you will know that Netflix may make some really shoddy films, barring Extraction. But when it comes to series, they seem to be knocking these bad boys out of the park. Yeah? They seem to be very good. I mean, we could think about Tiger King. Excellent. You've got Don't Fuck With the Cats. Excuse the profanities, but that is the actual name of the documentary. And you've got Love is Blind, which, yes, I know is not really a documentary, it's more like a series, but still for me falls under that same category. Really good shows. Really, really good shows. This one, however, let me tell you, this one knocks the rest out of the park. I mean, I thought Tiger King was absolutely sublime. I thought Don't Mess With the Cats was incredible, impeccable furthermore. But they actually have nothing, and I mean nothing, on Making a Murderer. That's a bold statement I hear you saying. Do you know what it is? It is, but it's backed up. If you've seen it, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't seen it, then you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. You will know that this is justified. Now, let me say something. If this was happening to a black person, and do not get it twisted, this is probably happening and happened multiple times to black people in the past in the United States of America. However, I genuinely wouldn't have watched it. I would not have watched it if it was a black person that was being subjected to this. I'll tell you why. It's because I'm tired of watching black people go through this kind of stuff. I'm tired of it. I want to hear positive stuff. That's why, even though I said some bad things about Straight Outta Compton, I was happy to see young black men succeeding while so many were going through oppression. It was beautiful to see. That's why I wouldn't have watched this if it was black people. It was like a breath of fresh air watching something that had nothing to do, watching something so negative to do with the justice system in the United States of America that had nothing to do with black people. It's like a breath of fresh air. And that's not me saying that I found it entertaining that this guy is going through this stuff. Just want to put that out there. I don't want no problems. I don't want no smoke. Let me start telling you why this program, right, is without doubt like the best documentary I've ever seen in my life. And I love a documentary. I'm not just a film man. I love a documentary. I've seen many documentaries. I've been telling everyone in my phone book who I have been speaking to about this. If they message me to see how I am, or to say hello, or to ask me for something, Making a Murderer will come up in that conversation. I'm gonna say, have you seen this? Make sure you watch it. It's an essential piece of life. So please be aware, this is a 20-hour, I believe. I think it's 20 hours. There's 20 episodes, 2 parts. I believe each part has 10 episodes, so 20 hours worth of material of watching time. Yeah. It's taken me a while to get through it because my missus, obviously we're in quarantine, we're stuck here together. She hasn't been watching it, so I could only watch it when she's sleeping or doing something or working. So I've been getting through it. Sometimes I've just felt like I wanted to give her a tranquilizer so she can sleep the whole day so I can just watch it because I can't wait to get onto the next episode. But then she'll come and sit down and be like, babe, can we watch something that we both watch? And it's like, oh, man, I want to see what happens to Steve Avery, man. But I keep it suppressed. Anyway, synopsis time. So there's a family in Ross, where is it? Oh, Milwaukee in America. Okay, that accent was so shocking. I'm so sorry. If you're from Milwaukee or America, I just apologize for the accent. That was shocking. That was embarrassing. I might actually edit that out. Anyway, so yeah, there's a family there. They're minding their own business. Let me cast your mind back to 1980s, right? Just to be safe. Let's say the 1980s, right? Family in Milwaukee, minding their own business. They have a garage salvage business, right? 4 to 6 acres worth. So it's a big piece of land, right? Minding their own business. Next minute, their son, who is a teenager, is accused of sexually assaulting and beating a woman, right? And they genuinely don't really do any investigative work. They just say it's him. He's then picked out of a lineup. So it's him. He goes to jail for 18 years. 18 years. And throughout the whole time, he said, I'm innocent. I haven't done anything. I haven't done anything. Right? He's gone to jail for 18 years. He was given a much longer sentence, but he was released because there was proof, finally, after 18 years, there is proof that this man is innocent. Can you imagine being in jail for 18 years? It's so mad because the concept of time kicks in, which makes this program deeper to me, because it's like, in 18 years, I've accomplished so much. I've had a child in that time. I've managed to get a degree, my GCSEs. I've learned how to drive. I've bought houses. I've been active in 18 years. This man has been sitting down in a cell innocent in that time. I think it's crazy. It's so crazy to put your mind against that, right? So anyway, he comes out of jail now. Big media circus, right? Obviously, a man's been in jail for 18 years. You lot had the evidence that showed that it was somebody else, but you refused to pursue that or submit that because you lot had a vendetta against this family and you wanted that family to burn. And you done that by sending their son to jail for 18 years. But if you think that's bad, it gets worse, you know. It gets worse. Please keep in mind this is a true story. This is not no film where everything is fabricated. This is a true story. This is happening. This is happening right now. That's another thing to think about, which makes it deeper. It's just deep. So anyway, he comes out of jail and he's out of jail for a total of 4 years, right? You got to bear with me because I'm trying to remember everything. Don't forget, this is 20 hours worth of material I am trying to recap within the space of 5 to 10 minutes here, yeah? Right. So, he's out of jail for 4 years. And obviously, he wants some kind of monetary compensation for the 18 years he's lost. He hasn't been able to see his family, have children. He went in from a teenager, right? So he decides, well, not him, but, you know, him in his corner, let's say the lawyers behind him, they decide, all right, cool, we're going to go, and what we're going to do is we're going to sue you lot. We're going to sue the police department, the government, the lot. We're going to sue you all. There were some officers that were also being sued because they basically showed clear signs of negligence. They weren't doing their job properly. They're called investigators, but they did no investigation. They just saw my man. He fit the description. Put him as well as other people in front of the victim. She picked him. Boom, you're gone to jail for 18 years. There's so much other things. If it was a sexual thing, you know, there's semen, there's DNA. They already had a suspect. But they decided, nah, that's not the person. We've already got this person. He's in jail, so forget about it. Let that guy go roam free. The guy who actually done it, by the way, went on to rape and I believe murder another woman. I don't know if he murdered her, but he definitely raped another woman during that time. Mad. It's mad. Right? So he says, okay, cool. Police officers, the government, and the police department. I'm suing all of you for $30 million, right? $30 million. The government now, not the government, the police force, obviously, because they're thinking, where are we gonna find 30 million for? It's clear this guy is gonna win. Like he's been put in jail for no reason for nearly 2 decades. Obviously, the officers are also thinking, where the fuck am I supposed to find even a tenth of $30 million to pay this man? And I don't like this man. I don't like this family. I don't like none of them, right? And I'm supposed to pay them out of compensation. It's crazy. So a week before he was supposed to get his payout, 30 million blood clot pounds, right? Dollars, sorry. He's then arrested for murder. He's arrested for murder. And he goes to jail for murder. A murder he has never done, by the way, right? He has protested his innocence. I've got to send an honourable shout out, right, to Kathleen, who is Steve Avery's defense attorney. I think that's the right word. I don't know, but she's superwoman. She's superhuman. She is relentless. She is like I don't know. Honestly, it's hard to describe someone like her, but she's just no nonsense. If I was on trial for any kind of crime, I need someone like Kathleen in my corner, because she leaves no stone unturned, which is what the defense team in the first trial should have been doing. This shit is crazy. This shit is crazy. I tip my hat off to you, Kathleen. I would love to know, because it's been going on for so many years, how do you get paid? How do defense lawyers or prosecutors get paid when trials go on for so long? I'm intrigued. Furthermore, that wasn't even a trial. She spent years building up the evidence as to why Steve Avery was innocent. She's like a private investigator before she turns into a defense lawyer. It's mad. It's intriguing. I guess there's a bag there. There is a serious bag there. Can you imagine, right? You go to jail for 18 years, right? You're about to become a multi-millionaire's compensation for what the government have done to you, or the justice system or the police department have done to you, right? And then the next minute you're being locked up for murder, a murder you didn't commit. It's all crazy. So basically, right, this is not proven in court either, but if you watch the program, you will be able to see, right, that the very same police officers that are being sued set this man up. They killed an innocent person and they set this man up, right, for the murder of this girl so that they wouldn't have to pay him $30 million. Like a state, and individuals within that state have set up an innocent man twice, right, for their own gain. That's insane. It's proper insane. And this shit is broken down. So that's basically part one. Part two is about the fact that this man he's been in jail for 10 years now, right? No, it's more than that now. Wait a second. 2003, 2005 times 2000. Right. He's been in jail for 15 years now, let's say, give or take, right? The second time. So first time was 18. The second time is 15 years now. Both crimes for things he hasn't done. All right. And the second part of it is basically him and his defense team protesting his innocence and proving that there was negligence on a grand scale here, to the point where you could honestly see that this is a setup. You can honestly see that him or his nephew, because his nephew's gone to jail as well for that murder, by the way. It's insane. They're both innocent and they're in jail. And it pulled at my heartstrings, because obviously you feel for the family going through that. You feel for the parents even more. The mum and the dad are in their 80s. And in my mind, I'm thinking, while I'm watching it, because it's getting to the latter stages of the second series, and I'm just thinking, are these not going to get out of jail before the parents perish? Because if the parents perish and these lot are still in jail, I will be heartbroken. I will actually cry on my sofa. And honestly, I don't know the answer to that because it just finished. It just finished. And the second part came out in 2018. We're now in 2020. So this is 2 years now. I don't know what's going on. I don't even want to go on Google and search and find out because I'm waiting for the next part to come out. I'm hoping there's a next part. But if you haven't watched it, you've got to watch it. The lengths these police officers go to frame people or to frame this man is insane. You've got to watch the interrogation of the nephew who's 16 at the time he's being interrogated. He's slow, like he's slow. He is not wise to anything. And it made me feel sorry for him. It's like the whole family were just behind. They just allowed the police to do what they wanted, basically. The mum of Brendan Dassey, who is Stephen Avery's nephew, allowed the police to interview her 16-year-old son with no representation. So he went in thinking, oh, it's all cool, innit? I just told him what happened, which was nothing. And then they leave with a full confession. The man has confessed to murdering, raping, mutilating, beating this girl. These times, he hasn't done anything. It's insane. It's insane. It's insane. It's insane. You've got to watch it. It gets a 7 out of 5 for me. 7 out of 5. It is phenomenal. Phenomenal. I'm just sitting there watching with my mouth open like, this can't have really happened. Even now I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking this can't have really happened. This must be a joke. There can't be this many people that would actually watch this or look at this while it's happening and think, this is okay. We can do this. This is okay. Or yeah, we should let this proceed. This is fine. It's crazy. And to know these things are going on and have been going on for hundreds, if not thousands of years, the whole justice system in the United States, it needs reforming. And that's coming from the UK. We got problems over here as well. But that is unforgiving. That's horrible. Horrible. So yeah, if you haven't seen it, I'd recommend going to watch it. And whether it's the morning, the evening, the nighttime, the daytime, or the afternoon, I hope you're blessed. I would love to know your thoughts on this program if you've watched it. I know I'm old with this because this came out years ago. As I said, the second part came out in 2018. I don't even know when the first part came out. But I didn't have Netflix. I've only had Netflix since I moved into my house with my missus. She has it. I don't pay for these things. I don't pay for Spotify, Tidal, none of it. I refuse. Anyway, take care. All the best.